Hey everyone, my name is Ulysses. I own a Japanese trading card business named Odyssey Cards. We're based out in Riverside, California, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the first 2 months of business, which are pretty much the last 2 months of 2024. We're going to be talking about the struggles that I had, some strategies that I implemented, how TikTok has affected my business, as well as some plans that I have set up for 2025. Let's get to it. Month 1. The first month was honestly really rough. My strategy for this month was to first build the website, second, to get product from Japan to get Japanese Pokemon cards, and then third was to set up all my social medias and start to produce content. That was how I was planning on reaching audiences, by making videos and telling the world, I'm here, I sell Japanese trading cards. And so I got to it. The easiest part of this all was got to be buying the cards themselves. That was really simple to do. I was able to do it following Brian from PokeNE's advice. I was able to go on Instagram. I contacted a lot of suppliers, and I was able to purchase about $700 worth of product from the seller. They shipped it here, and I hoped it was real. Then after it got here, I obviously did a quality check and made sure it was real, and that was really cool. The next thing I did was set up the website, set up my business, my LLC, Odyssey Cards LLC in California, and then as well as set up all my social medias. So I was able to go through with all of that. It did take some time, but I ended up being able to do my website, which is right behind me right here, as well as doing all my social medias. I have a TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. I was able to set up those three main accounts, and those are the ones where I mostly have all of my content being posted on. And after this whole entire month, the amount of sales I was able to get was, drumroll please, $0. $0. I was able to get 2 orders this entire month of November, which includes Black Friday, mind you. I was able to get 2 orders the entire month, but the first order got denied by Wix for being flagged a scam, and then the second one, I had to figure out it was a scam. Luckily enough, I didn't send my product out, but pretty much they wanted me to send out the product, which was Pokemon 151, 2 booster boxes of it, to this freight forwarder. And if you don't know what a freight forwarder is, pretty much what they do is they're US based address, but then they will ship it overseas. And there was a lot of red flags with this, and so I just ended up refunding it, and nothing ever happened of it. So the whole month I didn't get a sale, which is kind of crazy because if you really think about it, Black Friday was during this month, and I had a 20% sale going on during this time, and no one bought from me. It was honestly really disheartening. It was really, really difficult to go about it, because it's like you're trying to do this whole business, and no one wanted to buy. Albeit the only place I put my product is on my own website. I didn't put it on anywhere else. I didn't put it on eBay. I didn't put it on TCG Player. I didn't put it anywhere else. And so that kind of was one of the triggers for me to start thinking of where's a way I can get my product out to someone. How can I get people to know that I'm selling Japanese cards? I'm a dude who sells Japanese trading cards. And so after the failure that was my Black Friday, of getting 0 orders during Black Friday, I really sat down and I thought, how am I going to get people to connect with me? How am I going to get people to see that I have cards, to be able to purchase these cards, and to move this product? And I was sitting there and I was thinking and thinking. And I ended up really thinking about TikTok, because that's the platform where I got the most views on all my videos. During this time, my largest video had about like 600-700 views, which to me is ridiculously massive. It still is. It's really, really cool to even hit that kind of number just on a single video. And mind you, I only posted maybe 10 videos the entire month. And so that was insane to begin with. And so I started looking into how I could sell on TikTok. And the one thing that popped in was TikTok seller, a TikTok shop. And so that's the main way in which I kind of thought, well, if TikTok is the one place where it's reaching more people are seeing the content that I'm posting compared to like Instagram or YouTube, I should just figure out how to sell on TikTok. And so TikTok shop was the best way for me to go about it. I signed up for the TikTok shop. It was really easy because I already had all of my business paperwork set up. So it became a very, very simple method to go about it. And so this was kind of the end of November. And so going into December, I planned on just going full ham into TikTok shop, and then as well as going live on TikTok, because once you become a seller on TikTok, they allow you to go live even with a really low count of followers. And I only had like, I think 50 followers, something like that, or even less. I think I had like 30 or 40 during that time frame. And this was like the last week of November, first week of December. So that kind of wraps up November on what I did the entire month. Month 2, December. And so I really started to go ham onto TikTok for the first month of December. My goals were to at least go live once every 2 to 3 days with my products, basically to try to do whatever I can. The concept I kind of ended up with doing for these lives was doing rip and ships. If you're not familiar with rip and ships, pretty much what rip and ships are live streams based around opening Pokemon card packs in the sense in this instance. I do Japanese Pokemon cards, and so pretty much what people would buy these cards on the live stream. I would open them up, and we would check out and see what kind of hits and what kind of great cards we're able to see. The reason people do this is, they're able to have the community freak out with them if they have a really cool card. You basically get this whole community-based reaction, seeing people in the chat of the live stream go crazy over these kinds of hits that you're able to see. And you're also able to witness, if you're not opening the packs and you're just part of the live stream and looking around, you're able to see these really cool cards being opened and everyone's reaction. And so it's a really cool community-based thing to do. And so that's kind of the idea I settled on for TikTok shop and to sell all of my product. The first week, I was able to do 3 live streams, and all 3 went really well. My very first one, I was able to have 2 people come through and do orders, which was honestly such an amazing experience to be able to do, because I'm just a dude selling Japanese Pokemon cards on TikTok, and so it was really cool for people to be able to do the orders and do the rip and chips, and for me to be able to do the rip and chips. From there, the second live, I didn't have anything, so it's not like every single live I had orders, but then the third live went really, really well as well. I believe I had 4 orders for that as well. And then came week 2 of December. For context, during the end of week 1, Terastal Festival came out. And if you're not sure what Terastal Festival is, it is by far the most popular set of 2024. It was hot on every single Poke channel everywhere. Everyone's going crazy for them. The prices for it skyrocketed. It was just an insane time. They had some insane cards, really cool cards, and the top chase raw was like $300 for the Master Ball Umbreon, and the Umbreon, which people dub the Sumbreon, for the full art. So it was a really cool time. And honestly, I wasn't expecting to have such a turnout for my second live stream, or my second week live stream. In the second week, I was able to get 3 cases of Terastal Festival because I knew it was a pre-order, and so I just kind of went all in with the Pokemon, with this Pokemon business idea. I still had all my product from before, but but I was thinking, this is the newest set. It's EV. It's got to be huge, so I have to be able to stock up on this. And so I just took the plunge and I went for it. I got 3 cases worth of it, so it's 60 boxes. I was really taking a risk here, and so when I got the product, it was later than the release because the release was on Friday and I got my product on Monday. So my first live with Terastal Festival was on Monday, and it was insane. And when I say insane, I mean insane. I spent 6 hours sitting and doing rip and chips because so many people were buying boxes and boxes of Terastal Festival, and it was blowing my mind. It was such a great time. I literally started streaming, I think, like at 11 p.m. in my time, and I stopped at 5 or 6 a.m. It was crazy. So that really started to propel me forward with all of my following on TikTok and my sales, because when I was doing lives, people were starting to follow me. People were starting to get interested in my live streams. People were seeing that that packs were being opened, and it was incredible. It was such an amazing experience. And so every live stream I did after that, I was able to sell more and more, to the point now where every time I go live, I'm almost selling out of all my product. Mind you, it's not a ton of product, but still I'm selling out of it. And so I've only been able to live stream every 2 times a week because I'm selling out so often, and it's taking me forever to be able to get more product. It's safe to say that TikTok Shop has pretty much changed the way my business is operated, as well as changed pretty much my life at this moment. It's accelerated my growth. It's allowed me to actually go through product to be able to sell it. It's been amazing, and I will continue to do TikTok lives for the foreseeable future as much as possible. So now for the number that people have been waiting for, the total revenue that I was able to sell in December of 2024, which is pretty much the only month I've been able to sell anything, and the number is $10,197. That's the total sales that I had for the month of December, and that does not include any costs for the website, for shipping materials, shipping supplies, any kind of other associated costs with the business, or the actual costs of the cards themselves. So in total, the profit margin that I have is somewhere around 4 to 5% after taking into account all the card costs, as well as the shipping costs and shipping material costs, all that, which in respect to a business in general, for any business, is not a high profit margin whatsoever. This is my first kind of month in the business, really, and so that's why I felt comfortable being able to have such a low profit margin, because I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure out what's best for me, what I can do, how to sell cards in general. And so I was just wanting to get cards out. I was wanting to get the product out, and so that's pretty much what I've been able to do. Side note, I did invest into One Piece as well, and I'm going to continue selling One Piece trading cards. It's a relatively new trading card set in general. It's only about 2-ish years old at this point, 2 to 3 years old, and it's been super popular. I've watched all of One Piece, so I am 100% on it, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get into it, just as something fun for me to get into as well. So now, for the strategy of next year, 2025 and beyond. So the 4 things I want to strategize in 2024 are as follows. And the very first thing I want to start doing is to be more consistent about my TikTok lives and rip and ships. Right now, I am during the entire month of December, they were very, very sporadic. Basically, just whenever I had time. I never really had dates or times or anything like that of when I went live. So people who were actually very, very interested in my lives and were coming very consistently, they just didn't know. So it was very random. Like, maybe I streamed on Monday, maybe I streamed on Thursday, maybe I streamed on Tuesday. Who knows? And so that's something I want to be more consistent about moving forward, so that way people can start consistently coming in, just chilling out in chat and just seeing all the cool cards that people are able to pull. Now, the second thing I wanted to get into was to start diversifying my lives, to start streaming on other platforms for my lives. I wanted to start getting onto YouTube lives as well as onto Whatnot. So I wanted to be streaming on 3 different services: TikTok, YouTube, and Whatnot. And right now, I've been trying to figure out how to do all 3 of them simultaneously, as well as what's the best way to go about setting up all the rip and ships, setting up inventory for all that. So I'm struggling a bit with it right now, but I'm still figuring it out. And I think the biggest problem I have is just having enough inventory and making sure I have a smooth process for it all. So that's kind of the second thing I wanted to do. The third thing I want to start getting into in 2025 is building a community for all the people of pretty much my live stream and just in my community in general. I want to create a space for people to have fun with trading cards for either One Piece or for Pokemon. I want to be able to build that up. And so one way I'm thinking about it is to create a Discord. That way it's also easier for people to see when lives are happening, or for people to interact with one another. It does take some time to build it up, so that's why I've kind of put it off until now, but I think I'm going to be having one set up for 2025 soon. That way that people have somewhere to kind of just hang out and chill with like-minded people. Now, the fourth thing that I'm going to get into for 2025 is to start getting into single cards as well as graded cards. Those two things are something I've been wanting to do, and so I've been thinking of whether to do it on eBay, to do it on my own site, just where would be the best place to do it. And so first off, I'm starting to collect more and more cards to be able to sell some not super high end cards, but just some pretty cool cards that I feel like would be able to sell, as well as to start cards into sending. Since I live in California, in Southern California, I am able to do the PSA drop-offs, and they do them roughly monthly, so I'm thinking of dropping them off monthly. And right now I also have group grading, so if anyone was like doing rips on the channel and they got a really cool card, I'm able to do their drop-offs for them. That way they don't have to drop it off themselves, and it's just another service for the community to make it fun, and just to have something cool for everyone. And so those are all the things I'm looking forward to in 2025. And the one thing I'm looking forward to the most is just to have fun with all of you guys. If anyone wants to join this into live streams, I just really like being able to chat, to have fun with everyone, and that's kind of the focus I want to have in 2025. And that pretty much wraps up 2025 strategies. Thanks everyone for joining the video. My name is Ulysses. I own Odyssey Cards, Japanese trading cards. Buy from odysseycards.com if you're interested in any kind of Japanese One Piece or Pokemon cards. Bye.